Hey there. Welcome, welcome. I'm Sari. I am the creator of Food Business Success, and you are watching Unwrapped live. This is a place where I unwrap something in the packaged food industry, share with you some bite sized answers. So happy to be with you today. And today we are talking about manufacturing mistakes that are going to become really crucial to avoid, especially in 2022. It is not an easy time right now for manufacturing. So, really important that you are aware of these and that we are doing everything we can to mitigate them. So, what is going on with manufacturing? Well, it's challenging right now. If you are doing, whether you're doing self manufacturing or you are doing co manufacturing, you're having your product made for you, there is a lot going on. Everything from labor is a really big issue, right? That is not just the labor in as far as like you having your help and your manufacturing having their help, but it also, trickles down to your ingredients, your packaging, your shipping, all of those things. So labor is still a really big issue. And then transportation, long lead times, those kind of things. And people are at the bottom, right? The small manufacturers are getting a little crunched. So I've had a lot of clients asking me about whether or not I have clients that are self manufacturing asking me whether they should go to co-packing, whether that would be a good move for them. And then I have vice versa. I have people in co-packing that are saying, I'm really frustrated with all the things going on with co-packing and it sort of being out of my control, right? Because now we have to rely on this other middle person to get our product. So I don't like being out of control and not knowing. So maybe I want to go and self-manufacture. And at least maybe they're not the ones actually making the product, but they want to own the manufacturing. They want to own have the space, have the equipment, and be in charge of their destiny, if you will. So neither one is right or wrong. Wherever you go, you're going to have challenges right now, right? It's not like one is amazing and one is terrible. They both have pros and cons, and I've talked about the pros and cons in a couple of videos on this YouTube channel already, but I think as we're in 2022, I'm recording this in February, we are seeing inflation rising. We are seeing still we're having supply chain issues, lots of things getting bogged down, and then we're going to have some oil price increases and things with everything going on over in Ukraine. So um, some things that you can do though to shore yourself up to be stronger are really understanding a couple of things. So what I would highly recommend is that you do the research on getting multiple suppliers, having multiple places that you can get your packaging and your ingredients. So you really need to have a spreadsheet, something that you're keeping updated. That's like you're not just finding one source for that specific product, that packaging, that ingredient. You have multiple sources, and you're building relationships now. Right? That's really crucial because you don't wanna be SOL on one thing and then be like scrambling, like reaching out to these people ahead of time. You might as well get estimates and quotes. Better to have multiple quotes on things, like if you're ordering ingredients in bulk or things like that. So working with different suppliers, really understanding the price, of course, but also you need some backups. You really, really do. So multiple sources for as many things as possible so that when something's out of stock, as it will happen these days, or when you have a big price increase somewhere, then maybe you have somewhere else to go. Maybe you have some leverage there, right? You really want to be paying attention to your shipping costs and how that's affecting your margins. Shipping is going to be going up and still going up. And we're going to see that with gas prices as well. So be mindful of that because somebody's paying for those shipping costs. And are they actually getting calculated into your cost of goods sold? So you need to be including shipping costs on your ingredients, on your packaging, um, anything that's involved directly in getting the product made. Make sure that those shipping costs are in your cost of goods sold, because your margins will change significantly if you haven't been including shipping costs, right? So, really important that you are getting those ahead of time. You're understanding what the shipping costs are as you're building out your cost of goods sold. And I have a great workshop, Pricing for Profit, and I give you my cost of goods sold tool. I can put the link in here in the comments for that. It's a great workshop. I have clients that refer other people to it all the time. They're like, you have to do this workshop. It's amazing. So, super important to understand your cost of goods sold, your margins, how that is all going to play in, because ultimately at the end of the day, what I don't want to have happen, and I'm sure you don't either, is that you do all of this work and you get your product made and then you realize you have no margin, you have no profit in there. And it happens more than I want to see. And I always say that you need to have a path to profitability. So sometimes that first run or the second run, maybe you're breaking even, or maybe it's just a little bit of profit, but is there a path to becoming profitable? Meaning, can you down the line order your packaging in greater quantities, find better priced ingredients, get more efficient with your equipment, with your labor, to help your cost of goods sold? Because this is a lot of headache to go through and not make any money on. Um, and then keeping in mind, I guess, if you are in, if you are in a co-packing situation, the people I work with are a lot of small producers. So recognizing that, everybody's getting squeezed right now and labor's really tight to bring, and if you have a very hand labor specific product, you might get bumped. I mean, I have clients that are getting delayed, that they're getting bumped because there's just literally no people, no hands to help to do your product. And it's really tough, but that's just kind of where the place that we're in. So patience is definitely really key as part of this. Understanding that you're always going to have problems, and like, how can we keep finding alternatives? How can we solve for those problems as quickly as possible, and being really open and communicative with our customers so that we're not creating false expectations, right? Everybody's in the same boat. We're all going through this. So just be open and honest with your customers if you're having, supply issues, whatever the cause of it is, right? Be sure, again, and it kind of goes back to shipping and multiple sources, but long lead times. I have a product that it's like the one product that we need to run our bars, and it's like it's coming on a freight ship from China or something. So who knows when it'll be here, and and we're just having to wait on that one thing, right? And it's just patience, unfortunately. So um the other thing I would say is, whether do you want to go to self-manufacturing? Do you want to stay there? Do you want to go to co-packing? Just realize that if you own your manufacturing, yes, I guess you are in more control of it. Your problems, your headaches just change a little bit, right? And we get into the entrepreneurship because we like to solve problems. I think, like, we like to figure things out. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. So sorry to hear that. But uh, do you want to own the labor problems? The shortages? Do you want to try to figure that out? Do you want to handle all of the licensing and all of the paperwork, all of the inspections, all of the food safety pieces that come with owning your own manufacturing? And if you do, that's great. I mean, I have a mentor who highly recommends, her first recommendation would be to always own your own manufacturing. So it's not a problem if you wanna do that. Just recognize, like, what your problems are gonna be. So, when you have a co-packer, you have one problem, well, maybe multiple problems, but you have communication, you have delays because of these things, you have, ingredients out of stock or long shipping times, right? But really, like, a lot of the things get put on the co-packer. And so your one main worry is like the co-packer versus like you're going to have all of your other things that you, if you're running a business like that, are going to have. So just recognize that it's not bad or good. In fact, your margins might be better if you're doing it yourself and you're actually like investing in the equipment to do it efficiently. You can certainly also scale your batch sizes down as well, which can make you run a little bit leaner. But they both have they, neither one is perfect. Sorry. I think. Oh, I was going to mention something about like a hybrid model. I'm working with a client now, and we were really struggling to find the right co-packer for their product. It's very labor intensive, hand manipulation up front. But then it needs like large scale ovens and kind of more traditional packaging that could be done at a co-packer. So we were just really struggling to find the right co-packer. And what we actually did was we're doing a hybrid model where they are doing the front part, like the first half of the product, and then they are transporting it to a co-packer locally that can do the baking and the packaging. So that's actually worked out. It's so far working out pretty well and seeming like a good solution. So be open to different models. Like it doesn't. I mean, just kind of like the problem solving. In a couple podcasts ago, recently, I talked about right. We don't like. It could just been like we either have to make these crackers from start to finish all of ourselves, or we have to do it at a co-packer and we can't find one locally and da da da. So instead it's like, how can we control the process at the beginning that require the hand and the high quality hand touch, and then find somebody to help us with this part that can be, made a lot more efficient with the right ovens and the right labor and all of that good stuff. So maybe think about a hybrid model. I've also had people work, really on a small scale, but like, maybe they don't have to be like official co-packers, but could they be people you meet at farmers markets that are already making their own product that could also make yours on the side? They can make a little extra money and take care of that. And then you get the benefit of like small batch co-packing. So things to keep in mind. I think the moral of everything is just plan ahead, plan ahead, plan ahead, get ahead of these things, and patience. Lots and lots of patience, lots of problem solving. We are always going to have 10 problems in our business all the time, and we just get really good at solving problems. We don't make them mean anything about us as humans, as people, as business owners. We don't take things personally. So we don't get mad at the co-packer and take it personally. We just recognize and have a lot of compassion that everybody's in the same boat. We're all dealing with the same things. And so I think those are some things that'll really help serve you, and just, don't bury your head in the sand, get in front of it as much as possible. All right. So that is today's Unwrapped. Always get lots and lots of questions about manufacturing. And so these were ones that were coming up with clients. And I talked with Brandon Hernandez for a podcast interview, and we talked more about co-packing. So I wanted to bring it over here onto YouTube and share with you some more insight as we're going through this year, and how you can really be more empowered, right? Be the captain of the ship of your product and feel like you have a little more control over it. If you would like more help or would like some help with your packaged food business, go check out Food Business Success. That's my online program with with group coaching. I also do one-on-one business coaching as well. So if you're looking for that kind of support, just everything's over at foodbizsuccess.com. All right, you guys, until next time, have a great day.